everyone, and welcome to Penabur News. I'm your host, Abigail Pelita Diatmoko, and today's headline is the implementation of the 5P project in the democracy category. SMPK BPK Penabur Serang conducted an election for OSIS chairperson as an implementation of Pancasila Student Profile Strengthening Project, or 5P, the voice of democracy. The election for the chairperson of the Inter-School Student Organization, or OSIS, is an important moment in school life. Through this project, students are expected to be able to increase their responsibility in electing the chairperson and vice chairperson of OSIS, using honest and clean votes, using logical thinking. In addition, students will also understand more about how democracy in Indonesia works out after democracy is carried out in schools through this activity. After this project is completed, students are expected to understand more about how to have clean and honest democracy by increasing critical reasonings to draw conclusions or decisions. This democratic voice is a representation of the will and aspirations of themselves, as well as a reflection of their character as Pancasila students. The election of the OSIS chairperson, which is carried out through a democratic process, provides an opportunity for every student to actively participate in decision-making. Through these elections, realizing the dimensions in the Pancasila profile, namely faith and devotion to God Almighty, having noble morals, mutual cooperation, independence, and critical thinking. As synchronized with existing Christian values, this form of democratic voice is a manifestation of love for the homeland and nationality. SMPK BPK Penabur Serang held the election of the chairperson and deputy chairperson of OSIS for the 2024-2025 period, or in another word, PILCOSIS. This election was carried out through a democratic process that provided an opportunity for every student in SMPK BPK Penabur Serang to actively participate in voting. This activity was also carried out as part of the implementation of 5P. The enthusiasm of the students was seen when participating in the series of the elections. The election started at 12 a.m. to 2:50 p.m., followed by the vote counting at 3 p.m. The Democratic Party of the chairperson and vice chairperson of the SMPK BPK Penabur Serang Student Council began with remarks by the Vice Principal for Student Affairs, Mr. Rudi Tambunan, which he quoted, "The implementation of PILCOSIS, or the election of the chairperson of the Student Council for the 2024-2025 period, is a form of instilling democracy from an early age, and is an implementation of 5P. Before entering the peak of the election activities, a few days earlier, a series of activities had been carried out as stages in the implementation of the election of the chairperson and vice chairperson of the Student Council, such as the formation stage of the KPO, administrative or file selection, interviews, announcement of 1, 2, 3 candidates, campaign, debates 1 and 2, until the election as it is today. Based on the stages above, the serial number 1 was determined for Carissa Fidelita candidate pair, then serial number 2 for Fana Diego candidate pair, and serial number 3 for Cleverin Nathan candidate pair. The results of the election of the chairperson and deputy chairperson of the Student Council determined candidate number 3, Cleverin and Nathan, as the elected candidates to become the chairperson and deputy chairperson for the Student Council of SMPK BPK Penabur Serang. At last, we have finished today's news session. Thank you for listening to Penabur News. I'm the reporter Abigail Pelita Diatmoko, signing off. See you next time.